All right, here we go. Handing over.
Share screen again.
All right, let's try this again. Okay. All right, so basically what I was saying was, so I typed in office furniture. We came over here, we see, okay, we got ads, we got Macy's, we got Pottery Barn, we got Yancey's Furniture. Now, check this out. We got Macy's, we got Pottery Barn, we got Yancey's Furniture, and Smart Buy Office Furniture is the first location that you see that actually has a visual photo to show what they have. So automatically, hey, I'm seeing desks right here. Of course, Office Depot, they're going to have photos. And of course, you see like Cox Furniture, Haverty's Furniture. So you can see that these locations, I mean, they're contributing photos. Now, this right here is exactly what you want to be able to show when your business shows up is, well, a visual representation. You want to have solid photos, something that people will go to and actually look at your photos because, well, they look good. We all know that if you have a choice between a really crappy looking photo with poor quality or a really high resolution photo, you're probably going to go after the really high resolution. In fact, they could be the exact same photo, just one's poor resolution and one's high resolution. And you're always going to go for the high resolution because it's crisp, it's clean, it looks better. And that's exactly what Google is looking for as well. They want those good looking photos because those photos are what's going to be pushed up the ladder and start representing your business online. So let's, what we're going to do is we're actually going to go to a different account here. I'm going to show you something here. So when I work with businesses, I mean, I shoot all of these photos. I give the businesses the option to upload the photos themselves, which I would always recommend, businesses do. But that's not always the case. So I end up uploading a lot of these photos myself. Now, take in mind, when I upload the photos, I geotag them. I make sure that Google knows exactly where that photo was taken. I change all the titling on the photos to make sure that each of the photos and whatever is in that photo actually is represented with inside the title. Because one, I want to make sure that my photos are searchable. If somebody is looking for a red oak desk, I want them to find that photo and be like, wow, that's a beautiful red oak desk. And when they click on, go to the site of where that was, it's going to automatically go to my customer's local listing on Google, and they're going to be able to see exactly where you can buy that product and what business actually has it. Now, on Google Maps, everything that you contribute with inside of Google search is also going to represent your business inside Google Maps as well. So we're going to do Smart Buy Office Furniture again. And so this is what they look like in Google Maps, which is also, again, this is really important because, you think that a lot of people will get on Google and they'll just search for, something near me. But, myself and a lot of my friends and individuals I know, when we're looking for something, I automatically go to Google Maps because when I find what I'm looking for, I'm already in Maps. It's going to take me directly to where I need to be. So right now I see photos, I can see the reviews, I can scroll down, I can see their Google posts right here. I can scroll down a little bit further. I can see that they have a virtual tour and they have 200 plus images that are actually on this local listing showing up in the area. Awesome. Yeah, I can definitely get, look through this business and check them out. And I'll tell you right now, when you start really looking at a business that contributes a lot of photos, Google will actually tell you through your Google My Business Insights how well your business is doing online compared to your competitors, which I think is a huge factor in this type of thing because you got a very visual society. We're consuming video, we're consuming photos. And being able to upload all of that to your Google My Business listing is important. And by the way, yes, video is something that you can upload to your Google My Business listing. It's something that Google has come out with. I don't exactly remember when they started doing it, but it's another powerful tool. So, being a business owner, it's real easy to, walk into a room, maybe shoot some video of maybe it's food coming out, maybe it's a bunch of new product that you just got in that you're unboxing, you're super excited about because it's about to go on your shelves. Whatever the case is, maybe you're an event and you want to shoot some really amazing video of maybe all of your tables and decorations and all that set up. And that's something that you can also put onto your Google My Business listing. And at that point in time, now you got photos, you got video. Anybody can basically find you on search before even going to your website, before even finding you on Facebook, before even going into, Instagram. They can actually go right into search, look at videos and photos about your business and make a buying decision, or at least make a decision to drive out and see your business before they've even got to any of those other channels. Honestly, I think it's powerful. I think any business that's not taking advantage of that on a regular basis is just missing out on some amazing opportunities to really take your business to that next level. And I will tell you this, if you were just watching with Allie, she was saying that, by you doing some of the techniques that she was talking about, or I think it was showing up and contributing to your LinkedIn page at least 2 times a week, that you will outdo 75% or 75% of other users on LinkedIn. Incredible. You will probably have that exact same effect by contributing photos and video on a regular basis to your Google My Business listing, because no one else is doing it. Like, no one else is contributing this type of imagery, video, or content to the actual Google My Business listing on a regular basis. So with that, because I contribute a lot of photos, something that once you start contributing photos, and maybe some of you post photos on a regular basis, but you don't actually know how to find these on Google. If you go to Google Maps, and this is something that you can do on your mobile device as well, along with desktop. But if you go to Google Maps, this little 3 horizontal lines, once you click on those, what you'll come down is you'll go to your contributions. So your contributions basically keep a record of all of the reviews, all the photos, all the edits. Like, if you've ever gone to a business and it said they were open and you got there and there's police tape across the front, looked like an active crime scene. Clearly, maybe the place hasn't been open for a while. It's all boarded up. So you've gone into Google and you said, hey, this place is permanently closed. It's no longer at that location. Like, all of those edits, that's what it'd be called, considered as an edit to Google Maps. All of that is going to be stored right here. So you can see this is one of the 2 accounts that I have. So right now I am a Google local guide. So this basically just means that, I have agreed to Google's terms and conditions that, as an individual, going around looking at businesses, rating them, experiencing them, that I'm going to actually, I'm going to review businesses that I had an experience with. If it was a good experience, I'm going to talk about the good experience. If it was a bad experience, I'm going to talk about the bad experience. Not necessarily do I want to tear into businesses, usually, but it is good to give constructive feedback to local businesses. And now, take in mind, I will tell you that I definitely give more good feedback than I do bad feedback. Because when it comes down to bad feedback for business, I like to tell the business why I'm there. I think it's important to do that. And if the problem consists, I think it's, really important at that point to take it to Google and actually, take it public and let people know that this is a problem. But if you see here, I got, 15,479 points. I guess you do get points from Google every time you do something. Every time you contribute, they start giving you a point system, and you're able to kind of start working your way up through the levels. What this does, you get free stuff from Google. When I say free stuff from Google, meaning like you get special opportunities, you might get discounts with new partners Google's coming on with. I think I got something today where it was like a free initiation fee or something like that was waived. So there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do there. But we'll see here at my photos. So when you come down to my photos, I got 3,083 photos in this account right now. I got a total of 11,209,000 views on these photos. So, you know, if we zoom out, yeah, here we go. You'll actually see where, you know, images or, you know, some of these locations that have been shot were exactly that. I think the majority of mine are all in Texas, but there is some stuff around. I guess right now you'll only see some stuff in Tennessee, which is all good. But as you can see, like, Google keeps track of your photos. What's important about this is when you take these photos, you put them online, you optimize them, you can actually keep track of seeing, hey, what are people actually liking? You know, is this photo right here is getting, you know, more views than this image? You know, why is that? Is it, you know, was there more color? You know, did it show more of the personality of my business? You know, what made this photo get more views? But being able to look at that, look at your insights, you can actually start figuring out the type of photography that you should be taking. And again, this isn't anything where you have to go out and buy some kind of badass camera and just start trying to learn how to take photography courses and take photos. If you want to do that, awesome. It will definitely benefit your business. But this is something you can easily do with your phone, unless you have a flip phone. If you have a flip phone, just get rid of it. You know, you're behind times on that, and there's probably more things you need help with. But, you know, most phones today can take a decent quality photo. And it would be really easy for you to just start putting these photos online. As you can see, I got multiple different shoots, all different types of photos. I got 360 images on here. I got product photography. I guess my connection's a little bit slow because I am live streaming. But I mean, it got all different types. I mean, this photo right here, this is of an auditorium. It has 7,425 views. But then right below it is the same facility. It only has 173 photos. So, you know, again, in views. Yeah, I'm sorry. So this photo only has 173 or 179, and this one has 7,400. Like, why did people like that one more than the other? So these are just ways for you to kind of understand the photography that you're putting out there, what people are liking, what they're not liking, and then be able to, you know, again, contribute additional photography. Because, well, you know, it's kind of like if I always see new flowers being put out in front of your shop, I know that your shop is actually open. You know, I always see new flowers out there, so I know somebody goes out there and specifically puts those flowers so people will see them, and maybe it'll be an attracting point to come in, whatever the case is. And so you got to think about that same concept with your business online. A lot of the people today have talked about content and being consistent with your content, video, social postings. You know, we've talked a lot about podcasts, being able to, you know, record those podcasts on a regular basis, things like that. And it's going to be the same concept with your business. Right on Google. I mean, this is the search engine that the mass majority of people, especially in this country, are using on a regular basis. This is the largest search engine. I think YouTube is the second largest search engine, and they're owned by Google. So, or Alphabet, or whoever owns all this anymore. But, but needless to say, I mean, you're talking about missing incredible opportunity to reach out and be able to touch people way before they've even clicked on a domain name, before they've gone to Yelp, before they've gone to your Facebook. Again, I mean, photos, content is king. Visuals, photos are going to be a great way for you to get some type of story, or at least some type of representation of your business out there. And then of course, video is going to be that level that you want to work your way into. Now, if you can't do video, you should be doing photos. I think most individuals have a coworker, maybe it's an employee, somebody that could take some photos for them. And, you know, you want to be able to utilize, you know, those people's talents and, you know, those people's services to be able to get that content for you. I mean, you're missing out on a huge opportunity if you're not doing that. Now, how do you add photos to your Google My Business listing? All right, there's going to be a couple of ways that you're going to be able to do this. Okay, so we're going to go back to Office Buy Furniture. Smart Buy Office Furniture. There we go. We're going back to Smart Buy Office Furniture. It was the smart way of buying office furniture. All right, I'm just going to put this in. So there's a couple ways to do this. Oh my gosh. So I guess I got to log back in. Well, this is exciting. Woo! All right, so we're going to try this again. All right, so we're going back to Smart Buy Office Furniture. Let's make sure I don't botch that again. Okay, so if you have a local business and you want to add photos, okay, when you go to your Google My Business listing, you can scroll all the way to the bottom, and you're going to see Add Photo. Okay, now once you click on Add Photo, this is just literally going to be a drag and drop type of deal. Once you drag and drop all of your photos on here that you want to upload, maybe it's you're uploading from your phone or from your phone photos, or maybe from your Google Photos. Once you upload everything from here, you can manage all of these images in two different areas. One, if it's your business, you can manage the images in your personal account, inside your Google photo, or inside your Google contributions inside Google Maps, or you can go to your Google My Business listing, go to photos, and it will have all the images that you've uploaded for your business. So this is the first way. So actually typing in your business name, finding it in Google search, and then going down to the bottom, close to where you would find your reviews, and you will add a photo. Okay, and you can. I've dropped 100 photos at a time, so you just got to let it upload.
But you need to go and change the title of the photo first.
Yeah, I would go in and change the title of the photo, get them optimized. If the photo is not taken with a phone, so when you take a photo with your phone, most phones will automatically geotag the metadata of your current location when you took that photo on the back of the photo or inside the photo, whatever you want to do. I always say it on the back because kind of see like Polaroid, you write down like name, hey, I was 12 years old, this was in Scottsdale, right? Whatever the case may be. So
we just lost all our Gen Z.
yeah, all right. Yeah. Yeah.
Polaroid.
They're looking at you like I looked at the game thing earlier.
So, if you take it with a mobile device, your photo should already be geotagged. If you took it with maybe a Canon camera, or maybe it was a Nikon camera, maybe you had a nicer DSLR, then you're probably going to want to upload those to your desktop and actually geotag the photos. I think it's something that you can do through Lightroom. I still use Google's Picasa, even though it's outdated, just because I just like the way that workflow goes. I don't know if you can even download that anymore, but I still have it, at least for now. So if you want to upload so the second, I would say the third way of uploading photos, so you were able to upload photos through Google search. You can upload photos by going to your Google My Business listing and actually going to the photo section and upload your photos there. And it even has an area for video, so you can upload your video there. The other way would be actually coming to Google Maps and scrolling down, same way, usually right under your virtual tour where your photos are represented, right above your reviews. You'll see Add Photo. Click on that, and then you'll be able to just drop all of your photos in here again. So that's going to be like some of the easiest ways for you to get your photos uploaded. Really what it comes down to is just start taking some damn photos and getting them up. In the end, as much as I want to tell you that you should be optimizing them, that you should be geotagging them. Like if that's just not something that you think you can do, then just start taking photos and getting them up there. Like start getting used to the practice of taking photos in your business on a regular basis, and either one, upload them right then and there and just go ahead and get it out there and then talk about it through your social media, or take a whole bunch of photos and then you can always reach out to me. We can work on a way for us to go ahead and get them optimized, get them geotagged, maybe even go ahead and get them edited down, whether that's a service that we provide for you, or we can show you some different tools and resources that could be, very cost effective for your budget, to allow you to do that. So, yeah, that as far as Google Local and photos, I think I've about beaten that to the death. Any
Well-
questions or anything like that?
I have a question,
Okay.
or rather, so you talked about a business taking tons of photos, but what can they take photos of in their business? So
That's a great question.
I'm just listening, like I'm just playing back what I've heard from some of our clients before and saying, my business is boring. Like, what do I take photos of? Like, if they don't actually have a product.
Right.
So if they got like clients that come in because they take photos of their business and post that there into their office, geocode it in their office. Like you came in the other day, we took a picture of us drinking some bourbon.
Yep, absolutely. So client photos, interactions with clients is good.
Like we took this group photo in the middle of 6th Street the other night for Esther's Follies.
Yeah.
Do that too?
Yeah, I mean, stuff like that is fun. Now, take in mind, if you're looking at just the day-to-day operations, right? So let's run through a couple different businesses right now, okay? So let's call it a restaurant, okay? So a restaurant, right off the bat, we know that it's food, okay? You can really do a lot of food photography. If you have, maybe it's a restaurant bar, have restaurant bar and grill, now you have food and alcoholic beverages that can be coming out. Maybe if it's not even alcoholic beverages, just showcasing the fact that you have tea, maybe you have lemonade, maybe you do some cool Italian soda, mixed drinks, I don't know. Whatever the case is, you take those photos. Maybe even close up. So you got people working in your kitchen. Now, if we all seen horror stories from anything to do with Gordon Ramsay and people's kitchens, and restaurants in America. But if you're the type of business that doesn't mind showing off your kitchen and doesn't mind kind of showing like some of the behind the scenes, some of those behind the scenes can be good. I'm not talking about a big wide shot showing the whole room. I'm talking about coming down and like showing a cook's hands, like preparing a dish. Maybe they
Cut the finger off.
yeah.
Cutting the food, not an appendage.
Yeah, well, hopefully you didn't, because then it could be a bad
You could
deal.
showcase the aesthetic of your space too. So if you have an outdoor patio, if you have,
Absolutely.
if you're a spa and you have massage chairs, if you're a nail salon and you have infinite amounts of colors of nail polish.
Right. I mean, there's, okay, so great point. So like a nail salon, you got to think that if you have a nail salon and you do have women coming in there and all the time they're getting different nails, different colors, everything. I mean, if let's say you have 20 women come in just through the weekend, let's say maybe you don't even get that much business, on a daily basis, but let's say during the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you get 20 women that come through there. That's 20 photos right there of different colored nails, different situations that you can be taking photos of. You don't have to get people's faces. You don't have to show any kind of.
That's a foot fetish fine.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, and depends on where you want to get your customers from. Anyway.
Changing that topic.
Yeah, come on, Scott. So,
We got about 4 minutes there.
but let's say you have something boring, like let's say it's an attorney's office. It's very legal in here. It's it's very everyone's in suits. It's very it's not something someone would be like, well, I just can't take a lot of photos. Again, we want to see take photos of awards that you have won. Is there maybe just like take some photos of your receptionist area, and then on top of that, just think about the time when you go out and you're maybe going to the courthouse. You could take some photos of you at the courthouse, or just maybe you working with. I don't want to say a client because I know there's different privileges and stuff there, but I'm sure there's little micro moments that you can be photographing relatively easily on a regular basis. Maybe it's even you working late on a weekend, telling people like, hey, late weekend, working on long cases. It's kind of almost the same type of concept of maybe a interesting photo that you'd shoot for social media, but think about it as something that you might want to represent your business, you know. So there's just, again, there's a lot of opportunity out there. If you do have that where it's just like, I just don't have a very good looking business, you know, I mean, it's just not something that we do, then think about, hey, you know, on a Saturday, maybe find a friend, or, you know, you and somebody else, y'all go around and just take photos about just being in Austin. Maybe just go around Austin and take photos of some of the areas that you're in. So you can talk about your office, but then you also can showcase some of the areas that maybe you actually work in. Realtors do this really well by showing some of the neighborhoods that they work in, the houses that they sell, things like that. I mean, there's endless possibilities, but you got to start somewhere. You got to start taking photos. You have to just get started, and then you can start kind of weeding out and deciding what you like, what you don't. And you'll also probably figure out the type of photography technique that comes natural and comfortable to you. So that's pretty much it for me. I appreciate anybody who decided to listen, especially after Scott kicked me offline. I guess he didn't want to. I'm just kidding.
I actually, that was one of the most informative sessions that I took from this weekend.
What?
Your whole session.
Oh.
Yeah.
Even between me being goofy. Yeah, over there.
So, but yeah. So if anybody has any questions, you reach out to me. Of course, www.servingsocial.com. You can always email me, Elijah@servingsocial.com. And plus, I'm pretty much on every social network underneath the sun. And I think we are just about ready for our next presenter. So
Dana's back.
Yep. So I'm going to hand this back over. Hey, Dana.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Hold on a second. Oh. Great. Cool. So you got there on that end?
Yeah, we're good. She's ready to rock and roll.
Okay, let me get this. All right. So we're back for round two.
Yes.
Get away from us, could you?
Oh, how are you guys doing?
We're a little delirious.
Yeah.
I'll bet.
Kind of tired.
Yeah.
If things get weird, I'm sorry.
No worries. Bizarre makes for more interesting television.
It does. So we're very excited to have you back, and you're going to, well, your live conversation, like just all of those tips, wealth of knowledge. Like I couldn't write fast enough. I'm so glad that you did slides. And I'm very excited to, sorry, I trailed off there for a minute, but I'm very excited to hear more about how to actually get some really great views on YouTube. Because, you know, once you go live and everything, you want people to actually see our stuff. So I will let you go ahead and take it away.
All right, that sounds great. So you should be able to see my screen now, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. So this is all about how to get more video views on YouTube and basically understand the YouTube algorithm better so that all the work that you put into your live videos, your pre-recorded videos get seen, actually help people. Now, Cisco has said that by 2019, 80% of online traffic is going to be people seeking video. Video is really what the internet is turning into. So if you're not getting your foot in there now, it's not too late. It's still the time to get in here. Start something. Get the ball rolling so you start to get more comfortable with video, because this is where we're all headed and you might as well get used to it. Now, this is really a turning point in history because this is the first time that the people, us, have owned the power of production. We just can use our own cell phone, right? We can own the product, and that's the video itself. And we have the power of global distribution at our fingertips. YouTube is huge and global. So get started now and get your foot start. Here's the thing. One of the things about YouTube is they like channels that are older. So at the very least, start a channel if you haven't yet and just pop some random video on there, some video to actually get the channel started, even if you don't plan on really diving in for a couple months or 6 months or whatever it is that you're thinking. Get your channel started so that YouTube has time for your channel to age. Now, really quickly, why am I talking about YouTube? What is my background? Who am I? I'm Dana Garrison, if we haven't met before, also known as Dana Kitty when I'm on video. And I'm a business and a social and live video consultant. I've been doing it for over a decade, about 15 years actually. And I started my business out when I had an undiagnosable illness that was basically giving me chronic fatigue. And I was working in a toxic work environment and I knew I had to get out. And long story short, I was able to grow a sold out consulting practice in a month and a half while I still had the illness, and then start traveling the world. And I broke through 6 figures in 9 months while I had the illness. So if I can do it with an illness, you can definitely do it no matter what your obstacles are. And then I discovered live video, and that opened the whole world of social media to me. I grew really quickly in the live video space, and then I started studying YouTube. YouTube caught my attention because after live video, I spent quite some time on live video, and the platform that I was on started to not work as well. So I started studying, all right, what's a really good platform to be on that is probably going to last, that has a really great reach? And after I studied all the stuff that was out there, I realized that YouTube is something really special. It's owned by Google. It's the second largest search engine on the planet. You can get a lot of exposure. And I started doing YouTube consulting. So rather than diving in on my own channel on YouTube, I took about a year to study how to hack the YouTube algorithm, really how to work YouTube. And I started consulting around YouTube because that actually fit my schedule better than re-diving in to start another channel. I will do that in the future, but I was having so much fun working with brands and working with different entrepreneurs and people and teaching them how to use the magic of YouTube to actually grow, spread your message, grow an audience, build a community. By nature, I am a teacher, a trainer, a speaker. I love doing that. So I brought YouTube consulting into what I offer because so many people, including large brands, weren't realizing how simple it was to actually grow on YouTube. They weren't using best practices. So what I want to cover today are some best practices so you're getting more video views on YouTube. Now, some of my results when I got started in the whole live video, social video space was within my first 2 weeks, I started making money. Within my first 2 weeks, I got a sponsor. Within my first 2 months, I had 10,000 targeted followers. Now, targeted followers is different than just regular followers. Targeted means it's the type of audience very specifically that you're trying to grow. I had thousands and thousands of views per stream that I was doing and 5.5 million hearts within the first 2 months. And then I started just getting free products. This is one of the side benefits of growing on a social media channel and growing a targeted audience is that brands will start reaching out to you and they want to share their gifts, their products, their services, what they contribute to the world with your audience if it's a right fit. So I had an audience of entrepreneurs that also wanted to be on video and grow in the video space. So brands were sending me microphones, lights, tripods, gears, gadgets, GoPros. And then I started getting sponsors. And that means that brands were paying me to create content. And that's what I was already doing anyways. I was already creating videos. So now I had partnerships that were paying me to do what I was already doing anyways, which is a great gift. They also gave me gifts to give away to my audience, which is really fun because then you can do giveaways on your channel really easily. And you have stuff to give away that your audience cares about. I was also an affiliate of a lot of the products that I would offer, which means an affiliate is basically you become like a partner with a brand and any products or services of theirs that you believe in, okay, don't do this with products you don't believe in, but with stuff that you believe in, you love yourself, you can offer that to your audience. And if people in your audience also feel like it's a fit and they buy it for themselves, the brand sends you a thank you commission. Thank you for helping spread the word about our products and services across the planet. So that creates extra streams of income, which is always great to do in your business. And then travel started happening. I started getting flown to really cool events all over the place. And they were paying for the trip. So brands that I was collaborating with would pay for the entire trip. And then I would go and do really fun things for the brand. It was a win-win-win all around for everyone, the audience, the brand, myself, so much fun. And then I got to be featured and I got to work with a lot of different brands that was, these doors just start opening without you even trying as you start to get into the video space is something that I've noticed and really into the social media space in general. So I was featured in Huffington Post and Huffington Post Live. I was written up in Inc. magazine. I was featured in Adweek, New York. I got to work with really cool brands. Microsoft reached out to me out of nowhere, Intel, Oculus, Sennheiser, the list goes on. Really fun to do. And then as I started studying YouTube, I had some brands get really interested and start wanting me to consult with them on their YouTube strategy. So I've talked with Mattel, I've talked with GoDaddy, I've talked with Ghirardelli and other brands out there. Really, really fun, this space. And YouTube, is YouTube and Google are the two biggest search engines in the world. That means that whenever people go online and they're searching for information, they want to learn something, they want to watch something, they're curious about something, they're going to YouTube and Google. Your content, if you put stuff up on YouTube, is always up and always searchable, 24/7, 365. It is always there for people to find. So that in and of itself is amazing because there's 5 billion videos that are being watched every single day on YouTube. People are going there and just hanging out and watching video after video. And the average viewing session lasts more than 40 minutes, but it's growing by 50% year after year after year. And YouTube has 1.5 billion unique monthly visitors. Unique means it's not the same one person going back 10 times and they're counting those 10 times. This is 1.5 billion different people that are coming on every month. So your ability to reach people across the globe is amazeballs. Can I use that word? Now, YouTube gets over 30 million visitors every single day. Every day. And there's 2 million views per minute. That's a lot of activity going on this platform. This is a really hugely popular global platform. It's a smart place to be putting your stakes in the ground, planting some flags, and starting a channel or building the channel that you already have. Now, check this out. This one really is amazing. 8 out of 10 18 to 49-year-olds watch YouTube. So the most businesses, most people are targeting people that are aged 18 to about 50 years old. Well, 8 out of 10 of those people are on YouTube. Hugely popular platform, and 3.25 billion hours of video are watched every month. So the numbers are really huge, but get this, only 9% of US small businesses are on YouTube. 9%. What's going on, guys? What's going on, entrepreneurs? Get on here. Do you understand the opportunity? Businesses aren't on here yet. Get on here, put your stake in the ground, and start building. Because YouTube is totally free global exposure for you. So take it, grab it. It's ready, it's waiting, and I'm going to teach you some methods so you're actually getting more views on your videos. Now, what does it mean to have a YouTube presence? What are some of the cool things that can happen besides just getting video views? Because it starts with video views, and then it just opens all these doors to all these other amazing things. So imagine having a YouTube presence, and then you're starting to get free products that matter to you, that matter to the kind of channel that you're building, that matter to the passion that you have in the world. Imagine getting speaking engagements on podcasts, on radio shows, at conferences, events all over the world. By the way, everything I'm naming here has happened for me just from my time being on social video. You can monetize your channel and you can have fun through sponsorships and working with brands. So brands will send you stuff and then you can demo it, you can review it, you can have fun in these collaborations with brands, create great stories, create great videos, and you're also getting paid for it. So it's, again, win-win-win for everyone involved. And then you can make passive income. So if you're not familiar with the term, passive income means you're making money while you travel. You're making money while you sleep. You're making money while you play. Passive income means that you're not actively having to work, but money's still coming in the background. This is some of the most exciting income that you can make. YouTube helps to make that happen. And then you can get taken to cool events, flown around, red carpet treatment, to all these fun events that you might have not been able to get into before, or You're getting in at a completely different level and getting in behind the scenes, all these cool different parties and events that you might not have had access to before. Really fun. And if you're a brand, you get to work with amazing influencers and reach their audience that they've been building. So if you're a business, if you're a brand, you get to find these other influencers who also have a passion for the same niche that you're in, who have already built an audience of people that you can then collaborate with and then offer your products and services. It's amazing. And as you know, influencer marketing is huge and it's just getting bigger. So Social Media Examiner did a little bit of a litmus test and they surveyed people and they found that when it comes to people who are trying to get the word out, people who are trying to market something, people want to learn most about video and live video. So let's dive in. Get your pens and papers ready. Now this is on video, so you can always pause to take notes. I am going to go pretty quickly because I want to give you just a bunch of knowledge bombs in the time that we have together. And that means get ready to write, but also pause the video if you need to write because I'm going to talk pretty fast. Now, one of the main secrets to YouTube is keywords. What are keywords? Keywords are the words that people type into a search bar to look for the kind of content that you've put out. So if you've made a video on how to bake a chocolate cake, the keywords to find that video that someone might search for using in the search bar in YouTube or Google, they might type something like how to bake a cake, how to bake a chocolate cake, how to make desserts. So all of these are keyword phrases that someone might type in to find what you've made your video on. Your about page on YouTube. Make sure that when you write about what your channel is about, that you're filling the section, the about section, with keywords and keyword phrases that people would actually use to find what you make videos on. So if you've got a cooking channel, your about section might say, I love to do a lot of cooking videos. That would be a keyword. Anything that has to do with baking, baking desserts, baking cakes, anything that you're going to be doing on your channel, make sure that you're putting the keywords in your about section because that helps YouTube show your videos to the right people. If you've got a cooking channel and you're going to have a lot of baking stuff and desserts on there, your about section better talk about baking and desserts and chocolate cake and muffins and all of that good stuff, pastries, because those are the words that people would use to find your videos. All right. Remember to add your website. No matter what social media platform you're on, you always have to build your own list. You've always got to make sure that you're telling your audience to come and join your email list because you need a way to stay in touch with them in case something happens to the social media channel, something about the algorithm on the social media channel changes, whatever it is, you need to be able to talk to your audience in one other way at least besides that social media channel. So always build your list because let's say 20 years from now, 10 years from now, something happens to YouTube or whatever social media channel you're on, Instagram, Facebook, any of them. And then you can't reach your audience in the same way. Your reach becomes diminished. You want to be able to email people and say, hey, by the way, this is going on right now. Hey, I'm going to be on video at this time. Hey, I'm going to switch over to this other social media channel because I'm having trouble reaching you on the first social media channel. So always list build. And that means remember to add your website or the place where people can sign up for your emails on your about page on YouTube. Your descriptions of every video, you can put it in there as well. And your channel trailer. Your channel trailer is sort of your welcome video to your channel. There's a description for that video as well, and you can stick it in there. Now, titles. The title of your video is hugely important in terms of being able to get people to see your video and to get those video views. The YouTube algorithm is looking at your title to inform YouTube, what is this video about, so I know who to show it to. So make sure that you're taking time to really master how to title your videos. One of the things you want to do is use keywords. So again, think about, all right, what am I going to make this video on, this next video I'm making, and then go into the YouTube search bar and type in some of the words or the phrases that you think other people might use to find the information or the content that is in this video. Then start playing with some of those keywords and figure out which ones you want to use as your main keywords and use that in your title. In fact, if somebody types how to bake a chocolate cake, and that's exactly what my video is about, then I'm going to title my video how to bake a chocolate cake, because those are the exact keywords that someone types to find it. Now, I know that a lot of people have episodes, whether you have a podcast, whether you have a video show. Sometimes people like to be like episode 1, episode 2. Do not, I repeat, do not put those at the beginning of your video title. Don't start episode 1, how to bake a chocolate cake, episode 2, how to bake brownies, episode 3, how to make don't, because YouTube looks at the words you use in the title and nobody's searching for episode 1 in the YouTube search bar. Therefore, don't put it in your title. If you really must, put it at the very end of your title. But really, you can put it in the description, right? The description of your video. Don't waste your title space on an episode number, because it kind of ruins YouTube's ability to figure out what your video is about and show it to the right people. Now, the description box that goes underneath your video, when you were doing research on what to title your video, you probably saw that there's a lot of different ways that people might search for your video. Meaning, they might type how to make dessert, how to make chocolate desserts, how to make chocolate cake, how to make cake. That's already 4 different ways of finding my video. So use all 4 of those in the description of your video. You can say, for the people that are looking for how to bake a cake, in this video, I show you how to bake a chocolate cake, right? So put it into sentences as well. Don't just drop these keywords in there like how to bake a cake, next line. How to bake a chocolate cake, next line. How to make desserts. Don't do that. YouTube doesn't like that. In fact, it'll penalize you. YouTube wants to see that you're using natural language, that you're actually typing a description the way that people actually use sentences and paragraphs in their writing. So make it flow, make it natural, but interweave your keywords into the description and do multiple different keywords in there so that if somebody uses how to make dessert to try to find your video still pops up for that. If they type how to bake a cake, your video pops up for that. If they type how to bake a chocolate cake, your video still pops up for that. Then remember to stick your website in there. Now, you don't have to stick your website in every video description, but you want to do it in some, because again, you want to build your list in case you ever need to talk directly to your audience. And then you want to have calls to action in your description as well. That means if you want people to follow you on some of your other social channels, that's a call to action. Hey guys, follow me on Instagram. I post pictures of my finished desserts on Instagram, plus links to the recipes. So if you want to have anybody go to a different social channel, go to your website, or take any action online whatsoever. Maybe you're partnering with a brand for this video. Maybe it's a sponsored video. And in that video, you're going to talk about a certain product. And then you need to have the link to that product in the description so people can find it. So you could say, hey guys, if you actually like this product that I showed off today, the link is in the description. Just click on that. So description, those are some of the key points of what to do with descriptions. Tags. With your tags, you definitely want to use keywords again. So the same keywords that you found that you're weaving into your description, you're also going to put into your tags. Do not separate them into one word tags. So if it's how to bake a cake, don't make the first tag how, the second tag to, then bake, then cake. It's all one sentence. The tag is called how to bake a cake. The next tag is how to bake a chocolate cake. So those are tags. Use your keywords in there, and then you can also use specific keywords like how to bake a chocolate cake. And then you can use general keywords like tutorial, cooking class. These are general terms for what your video is about. Thumbnails are hugely important on YouTube. So one of the things you want to keep in mind is that most people are watching YouTube on their mobile phones these days. I just pulled the lights. That is super common, extremely common. And that means you got to think, can people understand my thumbnail and read the words on my thumbnail if it's this big on their phone? Every time you create a thumbnail, keep in mind that people are looking at it and it's like 1 inch big. Make your thumbnails pop even when they're that small. Now, one of the secret sauces to getting more views on YouTube is when people are surfing through YouTube, the main 2 things that they're able to see when they're just scrolling around are your thumbnail and your title. So those 2 things spend a lot of time on. These are not afterthoughts. These are not like, I'm going to make a video on chocolate cake. All right, now that I've done all of that, let's figure out what I'm going to call it and what the thumbnail is going to look like. It's actually the other way around. Plan all the stuff that you see on this screen first, then make the video. So with the thumbnail, you want to think, all right, number 1, rule of thumb, Psychology 101, humans are attracted to other human faces. Our eyes, ever since we are babies, our brains are just built to be attracted to other faces. So use a face, if you can, on your thumbnail. You don't always have to, but it's going to attract more people. If your channel is your personal brand, if you're the main person talking on there, have your face on there. If you're doing a vlog and there's something exciting that happened during your vlog, try to take a snapshot of that where there's faces that are expressing an emotion. So I'll give you some ideas about how to use faces. 1, human brains are attracted to smiling faces. So anytime you got some smiling faces on there, that's fantastic. Number 2, closer up on the human face is better because, again, people are looking at this on their mobile phone. The faces are only this big, like a centimeter tall. So make sure those faces are big enough in your thumbnail that when you're looking on a phone screen, they could still see the face. If the face is not smiling, you want to use an emotional face, like an emotional expression, sad, scared, excited, jealous, happy. Some emotion on the face is going to attract human eyeballs better than something that's kind of monotone, just, right? Faces, you can have the eyes looking directly at the camera, or you can have the eyes looking somewhere off. And if they look off to the side, it's kind of useful if the eyes are looking at any words that are on your thumbnail. So have the eyes point to the words on the thumbnail. Then you want to think about colors. So 1, don't use colors that look terrible together unless that's part of your strategy to capture eyes. And then you better split test it to make sure it actually works. For a lot of you that have a business out there that are building a personal brand, or you're already a large brand, you probably already have colors that you're going to stick to, your brand colors. So you can integrate your brand colors into your thumbnails. Or you can also just think, what colors are going to stand out on the screen and stand out from other people's videos? How can I use colors in a way that catches the eye? And make sure that if you've got words on the screen, you're using colors that make the words easy to read. So don't use some kind of like lime green with fluorescent orange and like mishmash those in a way that's hard for a human to make the words out. It kind of hurts our eyes. So think about color strategy. And on your thumbnails, you might actually have some of your keywords. So if I had a video on how to bake a chocolate cake, the words might be how to bake a chocolate cake on my thumbnail. Or they could be chocolate cake or chocolate cake recipe. I might play with keywords and use a different set of keywords on my thumbnail than I've used in my title. So those are some of the best tips for thumbnails. Now remember, I actually started out as a psychologist. Actually, remember, I haven't told you yet. I actually started out as a psychologist, and then I became a business consultant. So all of my business consulting, all of my social media consulting integrates an understanding of psychology, because no matter who you're doing business for, no matter what your product is, no matter what your channel is about, the person that's watching is always a human. So you've got to understand psychology. The better you understand it, the faster you grow your business and the faster you grow your social media channels. So here's an example of a thumbnail. This is one of the thumbnails that I used for a test video that I put out. Back in when I was learning more about the YouTube algorithm, I was putting out some test videos and testing some different techniques that I was learning. I put out this video and I immediately outranked CNET and TechCrunch and a bunch of other large channels out there. And I didn't have a bunch of videos up on YouTube already. So using these techniques, you'd be surprised at that a smaller channel that doesn't have a lot of videos out yet can outrank big old channels like TechCrunch and CNET and whoever it is that you're trying to outrank when you use these proper and good secret sauce skills and techniques. So take a look at this thumbnail. I've got a smiling face on there. My eyes are looking at the words. They're not looking at the camera. They're not looking directly at the viewer. So they're looking off at the words. I've got some bright colors on here. And I've used big block letters so that even if this thumbnail is really small on someone's mobile phone, they can still read the words. They can still figure out what it's about. All right, now when you upload to YouTube, YouTube is gonna start looking at all the stuff that I just taught you. Titles, thumbnails, what you wrote in your description, and what you wrote in the tags, and it's gonna start to try to rank your video and show it to certain people. You don't want it to do that right away because you need time to write the title, the tags, the description, all that stuff. So right when you upload, always upload to private first so that YouTube doesn't make it public and start trying to figure out what your video is about. It's gonna ruin some of your algorithm work if you do that. After you've uploaded a video, maybe a few days later, not the same day, but a few days later, add it to a playlist. The great thing about playlists, and people aren't using this technique, some of them, well, you don't know about this technique. Playlists is where you can put a group of videos together that are all about the same or a similar topic. So I might have a playlist on desserts that have to do with chocolate, and I might have a playlist on everything that is a cake, how to bake different kinds of cake. The great thing about playlists is that it makes the viewer go one video after another and stay on your channel. So it'll autoplay one video after another and makes the viewer stay on your videos. Now, the way that the YouTube algorithm works right now is that it's looking for viewing time. It's not looking for how many subscribers you have. It's not looking for, do they complete watching all of your video? It's looking for how many watch minutes of your videos in general people are doing. So viewing time, viewing minutes is one of the most important things that tells YouTube, hey, people like this channel. This channel's trustworthy. It's got good content. Hey, YouTube, show these videos to more people because it's not going to drive people away from your platform. People like these videos and they stay on this channel. So one of the great ways that you can do that is to use the playlist strategy. Put any videos that are similar to each other together in a playlist so that they play one after another and people watch more of your videos and they stay on your channel. When you create a playlist, there's a description box to describe what your playlist is about. Again, use all the keywords that people might type into the search bar to find these types of videos. So if I have a playlist that's all about chocolate desserts, then in the description of that playlist, I'm going to be talking about this is a playlist about everything that has to do with chocolate and all kinds of chocolate desserts, brownies, chocolate cake, chocolate muffins, hot lava fudge cake, right? Use all your keywords in the description. And then you can actually decide which playlists you want to show on the front page of your channel. So on the front page of your channel, underneath your channel trailer, which is like the welcome to my channel video, there's all these slots where you can decide which playlists you want on your home page, your front page. So choose some of your most useful, exciting, most loved playlists and pop those on the front. Now, YouTube does help you out with some tools. One of the questions I get a lot is, well, where do I find the background music? Where do I find all the sound effects that I can use? Because you can't just get them from anywhere. There's actually some rules around the music and around the sounds that you can use. So you definitely want stuff that you have permission to use. And if you go inside YouTube, into the creator space, you've got music in there that you can download for free and upload into your editing software and use. So there's a bunch of sound effects. A lot of the sound effects you see in other people's videos are in the YouTube catalog. And there's background music. So there's a lot of sites you can go to online if you want to gather more sounds and more music. And I've got lists of those. If you go to dana.tips/SM, which is in the corner of every one of these PowerPoint screens, you're going to get some classes, and I'm going to be talking about those. But YouTube actually gives you some for free. So just a quick and easy way to get some sound effects and music, go inside YouTube. One of the questions I get is, all right, how do I have consistent content? What do I do for content? Now, there's great content that you can do that has to do with the 3 E's, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But one of the things you want to think about is, how can I create evergreen content for my channel? Evergreen content means it's actually useful to watch year after year after year. So if you made a video that only has to do with the 2017 Super Bowl, people might not watch that in 2018, 2019, 2020. That's not evergreen. If you want to make something evergreen, how to bake a chocolate cake is evergreen, because year after year, there's always people that are looking for a new chocolate cake recipe. That's evergreen. And even the holiday videos can be evergreen. They might only be watched once a year, like July 4th or Christmas, but they can sometimes be watched year after year, so long as you don't make it about a particular year. So evergreen content is what you want to set your mind to. That's one of the secret sauces for videos getting more and more and more views every year, right? Then think about, all right, what can I do some FAQs on? What are some frequently asked questions that my business, my brand, my channel seems to get all the time? And then start making videos on that, because that's what everyone's curious about. When people ask you questions on your social media, they're giving you really important data, which is, this is what we want to know from you. These are our biggest questions. So start answering your audience's biggest questions, and you're going to have a very happy audience. And you have the secret sauce to knowing, well, what video should I make? What do people and what do my audience want to know more about? In terms of content, you've also got your welcome video, so make sure to do that. But you can also do testimonials. So anytime you've worked with somebody, anytime you've helped somebody, if you have a business or if you're a brand, you should be collecting testimonials. If you're a social media channel, you don't have a business, you don't have a brand yet, you've just got your personal brand on your social media channel, your content, your videos are still helping people. You're still going to get testimonials from your audience. So you can actually feature some of those testimonials within your videos. How-to videos are super, super valuable and extremely sought after. Anything that you can teach, anything that you know how to do, especially when it relates to what your topic is on your channel, do it. So rule of thumb is, when it comes to any channel you're building, you do want to niche down. You do want to choose a topic or like a general realm of what your channel is going to be about, and don't mix it up. So don't have a channel that's about cooking, that's also about travel, that's also about camera reviews, and also about going out and finding great places to fine dine. You're going to have a mixed audience, and your channel's going to grow slower. People do not want to subscribe to you because they're like, well, I like the videos on travel, but I don't want to see any of those other videos. So I'm not going to subscribe because I only like one out of the 5 things that this person covers. So narrow your topic down, narrow your channel down to a niche. You can do a broader niche, like this whole event that we're in and a part of right now is about social media. That's a broader topic. But you can also even make it more narrow and just say, I'm focusing on YouTube, I'm focusing on Facebook. And you can make it even more narrow and say, I'm focusing on Facebook ads as my topic. So niche down and then create how-to videos. One of the main things that people love and that in terms of great content, what people seek the most is educational videos. So how-tos are extremely valuable in the video space and in the YouTube world. You can also have tips and tricks. So anything that you know how to do, teach some of the tips and teach some of the tricks to anything related to your realm. And one of the questions I get a lot is, well, number one, there's 100 other people that are teaching how to do baking or how to do travel. Why would I even do that anymore? Well, the way that you teach and the content that you teach is going to be different than the way that someone else does it. So find a way to make yours a little bit different and bring your unique voice to the table. And that's going to make your channel stand out. So in terms of travel videos, if everyone's doing travel videos that are like travel vlogs, look at where I am, look at how great this is. Maybe you decide to do travel videos that are specifically hotel reviews or airline reviews, something very more specific within your niche that makes you a little more different, stand out from the crowd. So tips and tricks can be like 5 tips to getting the cheapest flight, 10 tricks to finding the best hotel in Belize. So tips and tricks, hugely valuable. Current news, any type of news that's popping up, anything that you see that's on the news channels, the blogs, you can absolutely cover that because it's relevant, because people might be searching for that very thing in this moment that will pop up. So following trends can help you actually get discovered because people are actually looking in the search bar for that material, that topic. And then if you make it more evergreen, then year after year, people are still looking for that information. Now, another content topic you can add or do in general is vlogging. And vlogging is where you're actually covering more of a story, usually your day-to-day or part of your, whatever you're up to, your business, your travels. And you can absolutely do that as part of your content. Other ideas include product demos. So whatever field you're in, whatever niche you're in, there's probably products and services out there that you yourself would use or your audience would use or they're curious about. So you can go and get that product, get that service, and then demo it for them. Show it to them. Let them see how it works. Let them have a sneak peek inside. They're going to love you for that because you're giving them some insider information. Helps them make a purchasing decision for their life or their business. And then you can also do reviews, which means not only are you probably demoing the product or service, you're actually talking about your experience with it. Hugely valuable stuff. People are searching for that stuff all the time. So when you think about content, think about what are people actually looking for? What are they searching for? And if you're doing a vlog, you got to be really specific with how you title that blog. This is where you want to get away from episode 1, episode 2, and you want to start thinking, what's one of the most exciting or interesting things that happened in this in this episode of the vlog? And then title the video whatever was most interesting. So if that day you went to Magic Mountain and you rode a particular roller coaster and it made you almost throw up, maybe that is the video title. Now, in terms of content, I've got 4 E's that make for great content. The first E is education. Anytime you can educate your audience, choose to educate. And even if you're just a beginner or an intermediate in knowing how to do something, still teach. Because there's always people that are just starting out. They are day 1, they know nothing, and they need the beginner stuff. And even if there's 20 other people out there teaching it, still teach it because the way you teach is a snowflake. It's like a fingerprint. It's unique to you. No one else is going to teach the way you do. And there's going to be people out there who can only learn it from you. The way you talk, the way you teach just speaks to how their brain works. And they can't seem to learn it from anyone else. I've heard this over and over and over again as a speaker and a trainer in the industry for 15 years, is that people can only hear it and learn it from certain teachers. So even if you're a beginner, still teach. The second E to great content is emotionality or emotional content. So how can you inspire your audience? How can you motivate them? In whatever niche you're in, how can you motivate them to keep going, to get started, to go deeper, to go bigger? And emotional content is also sharing your life and sharing your emotions with your audience. So maybe one day you have a bad day. Maybe one day something really amazing happens to you. Bring your audience in, share that with them. Emotionality makes for great content. The third E is entertainment. So how can you be entertaining? Entertaining is sometimes in part just the fact that you're modulating your voice and that you're gesturing, you're moving around. But if you've got any skill or talent, you can absolutely bring it to your videos, even if it's for just a 15-second clip that you insert in there just to be funny. So maybe you do a 15-second dance party. Maybe you play an instrument. Maybe you sing something for 5 seconds. Also, don't think that you have to be the only source of entertainment. If you've got a cat, if you've got a dog, if you've got children, if you've got friends, all of those people and animals create and make for great entertainment value. So you can always include clips of your cat or your dog doing something funny, your pet, your child doing something, a little dance, a little song, your friends playing an instrument for a second, something. You can insert these things into your video to mix it up, to create comic relief and entertainment value. And then the last E, the fourth E, is experiential stuff. So in terms of experiential stuff, take people along with you on your journey in life or your journey in business or whatever your channel is about, and let them experience stuff with you. Give them an experience by sharing your own experience. So all of those pieces make for great content. And if you can stack any of those, even better. So if you can be educational while being emotional, as in motivational or inspirational, great. If you can stack on top of that some entertainment value, even better. So stack your E's, and then remember in your videos that you want to have calls to action. You want to remember to tell your audience what you want them to do. Don't assume that they're going to know. It's YouTube. They already know to comment. They already know to share the video. Sure they do. They might know that, but they're not thinking about it in the moment. It's not top of mind. So you have to remind them through every single one of your videos. If you want them to subscribe to your channel, ask them to, and then say why. Tell them why to subscribe to you. Hey guys, on this channel, I love to cover everything that has to do with cooking, desserts, pastries, and baking. If you want to learn great new recipes you've probably never seen before, subscribe to this channel. And then if you want them to comment, ask them at some other part of the video to comment. Hey, comment below, but then tell them what to comment with. Comment below with your favorite chocolate dessert. Comment below with one of your favorite cookbooks. So tell them what to comment. If you want them to share the video somewhere else in the video, ask them to share the video. Anything that you want them to do as an action, you got to say it during your video, including if you want them to hop over to your website and sign up for your email list, or if you're doing something that's a partnership where you want to direct somebody to, you were doing a review on a product and then you need to tell them, you can go to this website to get it. So all of that, remember to say in your videos. And then in terms of growth, there's lots of different ways to grow your channel. I'm going to drop a few different ideas on you right now to get your mind rolling with some ideas. So number one, collaboration. Find somebody else. If you're just a YouTube channel, you don't have a business yet, you're not a large brand, find somebody else who has a similar amount of video views or followers, subscribers, and talk to them about doing a collaboration, about featuring each other in each other's videos, doing a video together, whatever it may be. When it comes to being a brand, definitely look for collaborations and look for influencers. Find people who have already built an audience with the type of people that you want to reach, and then do a collaboration with them. Influencers are fantastic to work with, and remember, micro-influencers, smaller influencers, is one of the places that a lot of brands are paying attention to right now. A lot of brands and businesses are working with influencers that have 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 subscribers or followers, because people that have a smaller set of followers have a much deeper and often more intimate relationship with their followers. So you can probably take your ad dollars and have many different micro-influencers rather than just one large influencer who maybe has 3 million subscribers, but the subscribers, they probably don't talk to their subscribers or answer every one of their subscribers' comments. So that's why the micro-influencers can be amazing. In terms of growth, you can also do contests. So if you've got stuff that you can give away, if you can find some brand or business that has stuff that they would love to give away to your audience, do that, run a contest, and then in the contest, have folks share your video or send the video to a friend or have a friend join in on a contest. Find ways that you can integrate people sharing your video or bringing their friends to a video in order to win the contest. Contests are great because people love winning stuff, and it's a great way to reward people for taking the time to share. In terms of growth, I'm sure you already know this, but just as a good reminder, You want to always use all of your other social media channels to point people towards your videos. And you want to do it more than once. Don't just do it the day that the video drops and then never do it again. Remember, our goal here is to create evergreen videos, videos that people can come back to and watch over and over again, or new people will want to watch year after year. So you can actually go on your social media channels and post about your video over time and regularly, so that new people are always finding it. And if it's got replay value, people that have watched it before might still watch it again. You can also embed your video onto your blog, onto other places, onto blogs online like Medium, right? There's lots of different places where you can embed your video so that people are, number one, discovering you, number two, watching that video, but even more importantly, number three, from that video, they might click over to YouTube, watch more of your videos, especially if you put your videos in a playlist. And YouTube algorithm loves when you create a start session, a session start on YouTube. So if from another platform like your blog, people are watching your video and then they end up going over to YouTube because there's a little YouTube button on your video, and then watching other YouTube videos, even if they're not your videos, you have created a session start on YouTube. You have brought someone onto the YouTube platform, and YouTube actually rewards you for that. They love when you bring people to their platform. They also love when you have people watching more of your videos, which is why we use playlists. So even if you do a session start and people start watching other people's videos, if they stay on YouTube for an hour watching other people's videos, but they started on your video first, you're getting credit for that. And that adds to your channel authority, which means that YouTube is going to favor your channel and be more willing to push your videos out and show your videos to new people on the sidebar, on the home screen, all of it. So you get more discoverability, you get more people discovering your videos and discovering your channel and you. And then if you actually schedule your videos, if you tell your audience, hey, every Monday at 8 p.m., I'm going to drop a new video, and you let people know your schedule, people will come back and actually be there for the dropping of your next video. And they know that you have a regular schedule, so they come back week after week to look for your videos. And if they're subscribed, of course, they also get to see some of that coming into their news feed. But giving your audience a schedule really helps. It lets them know you're going to be regular. It lets them know when you're going to drop a video so they can come and play. And then use your analytics. There's analytics built into YouTube. Go in there and have a peek at them. It gives you a lot of information that you can start to use to create videos that fit your audience better. And also notice which of your videos get the most views. Whatever the topics are, create more videos that are on that topic, similar to that topic, or are add-ons to that topic. And that keeps people coming back. Now, in terms of the cards, if you've heard of YouTube cards, sometimes you'll see people talking on a video and they'll say, I created another video already in the past that covered blah, 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 and you can get it here. And they often point to a part of the screen and a little icon pops up. Those are YouTube cards. That's another way, a little secret trick, maybe not so secret, but maybe you haven't used it yet, to get people to stay on your channel and watch more of your videos. So use the cards, pop up on the screen related videos to the video that they're watching right now to keep your viewer happy and to keep them on your channel. And then the end screen, the very end of the video, the last 20 seconds, you have the ability to put on the screen buttons that people can click and actually do something, take them somewhere. So 3 really great buttons to put on your end screen are the subscribe button, so you can get more subscribers, your most recent video, because YouTube likes to see that you're getting activity on your most recent video within the first hour, 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, week. They want to see activity when it first drops. So if on all of your videos, on the end screen, you allow one of those buttons to be your most recent video, YouTube will always switch out that little button. So it's always the most recent video and you're getting more views and more engagement on your newest video. And then the last button you would put on the end screen is to let YouTube choose what they think the viewer that's watching would most want to watch from your channel. YouTube has all kinds of algorithms to figure that out, and they're actually really good at it. Based on whoever's watching your video and what their past viewing behavior was, YouTube kind of knows which of your videos this person's going to like the best, and it will show them to them on the end screen as a clickable button. So that's a great little secret. Again, keeping people on your channel, watching more of your videos. All right, so if you want more information, more online classes that are free, teaching you growth hacking, how to build an audience and community, monetizing your channels, getting sponsors, working with brands, influencer marketing, and also setting up funnels and social media ads, you can go to dana.tips/SM. And throughout the year, I give away all kinds of free content and free classes online on how to grow on social media. Boom!
Yeah.
Boom. Boom.
I've been over here like taking notes, taking pictures, like trying to like some stuff I was just like, yeah, that makes complete and absolute sense. And other stuff I was like, why didn't I do that?
Yeah, well, that's exactly right.
Yeah, I'm like that. Like you just dropped a logic bomb on me, especially about that whole don't title your stuff like episode 1, episode 2. Like I just didn't even think about that, you know?
I know it does. I mean, it took me a year of dedicated study on YouTube to really start putting all of this together. And one of my gifts and talents as a human, I guess, is to take a lot of data and a lot of complex information and really simplify it and teach it. Because I grew up with a mom who came from Taiwan. She grew up in Taiwan. So I spent my whole childhood taking complex ideas, making them simple and explaining them in simple English. So I built that skill since childhood. Happy to be able to do it now and bring all of this information about something like, something that is kind of complex, like the YouTube algorithm, and simplifying it.
Wow, that's definitely a skill, I have to tell you, because it's definitely complicated, but I think it's also, you kind of gave us a process at the same time, so it made it simple. So it's like, do this, do this, do this, do this, and I think that's what business owners need. They just need to be told, do this, do it in this order, you'll be fine.
I love creating and giving that quantum leap to people where it might take me a year to collect all the information, but now I can distill it and just give it to you in like step-by-step bullet points. That's kind of what I wish I had, right? So you want to always give people the thing that you wish you had yourself. So there it is.
Yes. Does anybody have any questions from here?
I'm just going to transcribe that whole episode, turn it into a book for me.
Yeah.
Personal Dana study guide.
Dana
Nice.
Guide. I'm serious, Dana. We're going to be having this turned into a podcast, getting it into a blog. Like, we want to definitely have everybody share, get these slides over to people. So dana.tips/SM so that you can get more information. And then also don't forget about text messaging SM Day to 72,000 if you want to get all of our speaker goodies, because there's a lot of them. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. Dana, thank you so much for getting on and spending not only 1, but 2 hours with us during Social Media Day. I really appreciate you coming and dropping some knowledge with us.
Absolutely. My pleasure. And thank you for having me twice so that I could share all of this with everyone. Totally appreciate you guys, and hats off to you. I was known as a marathon live streamer. I would do 3 to 5 hour live streams every day. You guys are doing 27 hours. So hats off to you. Thank you so much for celebrating Social Media Day by having all of these different and amazing speakers come and building community and having us all be able to contribute and share our knowledge. So I bow to you all the way from Thailand.
Hey, good job back. Thank you so much. It's the final countdown. We're in the home stretch.
You are. Round of applause for you. And yes, we'll see everybody on the other side in the community.
See you on the other side, lady. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
It's all warm.
You're stealing my nice warm seat. Okay, so we ready to have some fun? Lots of fun?
Yes, we're ready to have some fun.
Oh, well, let's open up the champagne.
Champagne with my campaign. Let me do the damn thing.
Elijah, we're not recording this right now. It would have been great.
Actually, we are recording it.
Yes. Okay, so guess what? Next speaker happens to be me. I'm going to run through an 18-minute social media marketing plan. So, well, it's basically marketing. You can apply this same concept to really anything. It's all about taking time and breaking it down as efficiently as possible so that you can maximize your efforts and results. We all know that marketing, social media, anything that we are doing is time versus money. So if you don't have the money to be going out there and running all of these ads, then take the time every single day as a business owner and put it into your marketing. And again, it's 18 minutes of your life. You probably spend more than that in the bathroom in the morning. So I'm not saying do this in the bathroom in the morning, but if that's all you got, I mean, wash your hands. So let's get this started. I'm going to share my screen. Where's that? Where's that?
Share screen, green button.
I'm
Okay, we're good. We're tired. Yeah, share screen. Pull up your PowerPoint.
All right, here we
There you
go. So if you haven't figured out by now, my husband and I own a company called Serving Social. We've had it for 5 years. We help small to medium-sized businesses get on the right track with their marketing. So we do everything from website development to social media management to just blog writing. So we take projects big and small, doesn't matter, as long as they're interesting. And, you know, we enjoy the projects that we're working on because we are entrepreneurs and we do this because we love it. So let's get a little started here. So we have a mantra at Serving Social. It's called Marketing Made Simple. And just like Dana was just talking about, like she's really good at being able to simplify very complex things and breaking them down to where you can understand them. We do that for you for marketing. We feel that if you think that marketing is complicated, then it's not being done right. There is always a process. We just have to figure out what it is. So 18-minute a day social media plan. So if you look right here, Elijah and I are standing in front of our RV. We are digital nomads. So we did have a traditional agency inside of an office space. We had a house, we had all of that stuff, but it wasn't for us. So we sold it all and let go of those things that were weighing us down and liberated our lives so that we can travel and have more time to do social media. Duh. So 9 out of 10 customers wish they have the ability to have meaningful interactions with brands on social media. Now this came straight from HubSpot. So I'll read that again. 9 out of 10 customers wish to have the ability to have meaningful interactions with brands on social media. Your customers want to talk to you. Your customers want you to talk to them. They don't want you to sell to them. They want to get to know you. They're not going to be able to get to know you unless you're spending the time talking to them. I know, crazy concept, right? Spend some time talking to some people. It can be a daunting task. I know. You know, you're just trying to think about what do I post for that day? You don't even think about who do I need to be talking to. And this is something that you have to start getting ingrained into your mind, that it's not just about what you're posting. It's also about who you're engaging with. So what I want you to do for the first 6 minutes of your 18 minutes, your first step in your social media routine, no matter how long it takes you, should always be to pay attention to your most important audience, your current and potential customers. So you already have a following on your channels. If you don't, you're going to grow one by doing this. So in these 6 minutes, I want you to do what we call internal engagement. That is looking at your notifications, looking at your comments, looking at your inbox on all of your social accounts, and start replying back to people. So actually Facebook is now starting to monitor your response time, and it actually says that the people that are, or the brands that are responding the fastest are actually they're showcasing that, and they're getting rewarded for it. Rewarded, but what I mean by that is it's visible. People can see how quickly you respond now, so they're more likely to respond to you if they know that you're going to reply to them in a reasonable time frame. So your first step, no matter how long it takes you at first, 6 minutes, spend it on engaging with people. If you do not have an audience or a following, what I want you to do is I want you to go out and do some outreach. I want you to go like 5 new pages. I want you to reach out and go talk to people on their pages. I want you to reach out to, maybe it's vendors, maybe it's partners that you have, like their pages and engage with them. No matter what, there is no excuse for not engaging. So here's some options for engaging. On Facebook, review notifications, like posts shared by your customers, and reply to any new posts and messages. On Twitter, check your mentions, tab to see new interactions and followers, take the time to note mentions that need a deeper response, and always thank new followers. By what I mean by take the time to note mentions that need a deeper response, some people are going to tag you and stuff. Sometimes it's just commenting on that posting and say, oh, hey, that was great. And you might just say, thank you. Or they might actually have a really in-depth question for you, and you need to actually take the time to reply to that. Just because it's a longer question does not mean that you can ignore it or or not reply to it. You absolutely have to. On LinkedIn, I want you to check and moderate new connections. And don't let them pile up, because then it becomes a task that becomes unmanageable for you. If you have that big pile of 100 people that are waiting to be connected with you, take the time to go through them and clean them out, and then make it a habit in your 18 minutes to connect with people. If you want to grow your page, if you want to grow your connections and followers, you actually have to moderate them. So publish articles to LinkedIn Publisher. If you're already writing a blog, if you're already writing news articles for other people, publish them to LinkedIn. They actually get sent out to your followers. They become published pieces of content on that social network. It's valuable. You should definitely do it. See if there are any other comments that need, again, in-depth replies. And I'm saying again, thank people for taking the time to read your posts. Thanking people, showing gratitude is important. People want to feel, everybody wants to know that if they can take the time to contribute to you, that you could take the time to contribute back to them. It's called, if you want love, you got to get love. If you want engagement, you have to give it. So on Google+, I know a lot of businesses might not be using Google+, and if you aren't, you should be. Elijah had a really great chat earlier about uploading photos and how you can leverage some of the accounts through Google, and Google+ is one of those. You have the opportunity to build circles and welcome any new followers. You can check to see if any of your content on Google+ has been shared, which is absolutely what you want, +1. And again, give thanks for those that have actually shared it. Instagram. Now, when I built this, Instagram has definitely made some updates and changes. So the same rules technically apply. There's just some expanded features you might want to pay attention to. So I'll cover those. Check your news tab for any comments or pictures your product or brand may have been tagged in. That's important. Sometimes people miss this, but you can get tagged in photos, and if you aren't paying attention, you'll completely miss them. So take the time to thank users who tagged you, and note any photos you can feature on your brand's own Instagram account. So there's actually an app called Repost that if you actually want to share a posting from someone else, if you want to share that photo that you've actually been tagged in, you can repost it to yours, #repost, and put the photos back onto your account. That way you're sharing. So right here is the photo that was from this account that we reposted to our account. Now it shows up with this little white box down here at the bottom. That is giving attribution to who you shared it from, giving credit. So that's 6 minutes. All of this can happen in 6 minutes, because when you start making a habit and you get everything onto your phone, you go to each network and you start cleaning it out. The first time you do it, it's going to take you a while, because my guess is you probably haven't gone through those LinkedIn connections in a while, and you might have some stuff piling up that you need to pay attention to. So in your next 4 minutes, which will round out to 10 minutes, you need to dedicate time to see what's happening in the network that day. I want you to notice trending topics to see if there are any content relevant to your field or to your clients. This is basically your research time, and it doesn't take that long because there's a mass amount of information out there. So for Facebook, browse your news feed, Search the influencer streams you have identified in your industry. By that, I mean, hey, on Facebook, let's say I'm a healthcare, I'm a health clinic, I'm a spa. And I have identified that there are a number of brands and there are a number of people that are kind of the influencers in my area for my type of industry. I want to go and see what they're sharing, see what they're posting. I want to go see what my competitors are posting. I want to find out what popular stories are happening right now. Social media moves so fast, and if you don't hop on the news as it's happening, you will be left behind. So Twitter, check search streams to follow industry hints or industry news. The hint is hashtags. Twitter will tell you what the trending hashtags are for that network. Go look at them, go pay attention to them, find out whether or not there's something that you can possibly include into what you're doing or sharing. Check mentions for your brand and your core industry hashtags. So every industry, just like Social Media Day, they have their hashtags. So hashtag SMDay. And that hashtag will have its own brands that are following it. So it's a good opportunity for you to go and take a deep dive into what hashtags have to offer and who's actually using them. In Google Plus, see what's going on with circles. If you don't know what circles are, go to servingsocial.com, fill out the contact form, and I'll help you out. But you need to know what Google Plus is. You need to know how to build circles and check your notifications. On LinkedIn, check LinkedIn Pulse and any published material through LinkedIn Publisher from people you follow. So basically, this is what it looks like. LinkedIn Publishing, you put in your headline, you put in your content, you put your photo up here at the top. You want to check those things, see if people are responding to them, reply back to them. You want to check other people's published material because you're going to get a notification about it. That's the luxury about LinkedIn, is that your followers get notified when you actually contribute articles to the network. On Instagram, check the news tab and see if any mentions of your brand. Use branded hashtags and use a lot of them. 11 hashtags, 11 to 14 is what was recommended per posting. You're not going to be able to find 11 to 14 for every single thing that you do, but the more hashtags that you can put in there that are relevant to who you are and what you're doing and what you are actually posting, the better it's going to be. So search the hashtag and see what's happening inside of it. So a pro tip is to take the time to check your social networks throughout the day. Often the difference between a happy or lost customer is a timely response. So back to what I said earlier before is that you want to be engaging. You want to respond as quickly as you can. I know you're busy business owners, but take the time to do this in the morning, do this in the afternoon, the evening, whenever you can. Do your full 18 minutes and then keep an eye on it. That's the reason why you have notifications that you can turn on for your phone, and you can set which notifications you want or don't want. If you're getting an inbox message, you're going to want to reply. If somebody just liked your stuff, it can wait. So I want you to go the extra step and search and set up alerts for replies. That's what I just talked about. On your mobile phone, it allows you to respond to people quickly. You can also set up Google alerts so that you can get pinged when things are happening and have it delivered to your inbox. So that's 10 minutes. Once you have this routine down, you should be able to do those two things in 10 minutes. The next one, postings, 3 minutes. I want you to post any real-time, non-scheduled content as needed. So when you're doing your research or when you're finding what hashtags are trending, when you're finding what news articles are out there and relevant, when your influencers have posted something that's relevant to what you are doing, share it. It's if you want people to share your content, you have to share theirs. It's not always just about creating original content. It's also about sharing content as well. So if you don't use a scheduler tool, a scheduler, so use this time to post the content you have lined up in your daily plan. So you should always have something interesting and informative in your accounts. You can use Buffer, Sprout Social, HubSpot, Hootsuite, not HubSpot, Hootsuite. There we go. I'm tired. But you can use all of those and you can schedule these things, or while you're in the network, you can share them. So this should only take you 3 minutes. You're doing it as you're going through the network. So if you've done your research in the previous 4 minutes, these 3 minutes, you already know what you're posting. It's just taking the time to write out your message and sharing it. Yes, I said your message when you're sharing. because it's not just about resharing somebody else's stuff. You actually have to put your thought and information in with it too. So always write something that goes along with the content that you're sharing. So on Facebook, post a resource and relevant article, share relevant article from a trusted source. Twitter, find a client or influencer's tweet to retweet. Look for a tweet that contains images or videos. So text tweets, like they're just not going to get the exposure that you want them to unless you're having a long stream conversation. What you really want is that visual concept. And if you can, do it in video. So if somebody is already posting a great video tweet that's relevant to what you're doing, retweet it. Post a tweet that has a call to action that drives followers to your business, official website, newsletter, or YouTube. Doesn't matter what you're sending them to, it needs to have a call to action. So, hey, come check us out on Facebook, read our blog, whatever it may be. LinkedIn, publish a relevant post. So I have a, this is the thing about LinkedIn publishers, you want this to be your original piece of content. However, at the same time, you can get with influencers and see how you can share and publish their content. Now, you would give them credit for it. You'd put a link at the bottom that says this post was originally shared from or sourced from here. That way that you are giving the correct credit where it is due, but you're also getting the opportunity of getting to share some content that might be relevant to you. For Google, post one piece of original content or share one piece of useful external content. This could be, as Elijah said, tons of photos. Post as many photos as you can. For Instagram, post a minimum of one photo or a 60-second video a day. GIFs are videos too. So go to Giphy, one of those. I think there's both of them. And download one of the GIFs. Put it up on Instagram. They're already formatted for it. You can download them as an MP4 and you can upload them as a little video, and it's pretty fun. So the last part is analyzing for 2 minutes. It's not the last part, it's the next part. In order to develop your content plan, you need to know what's working and what's not working. You're not going to make a move without seeing what the data is giving you. So if you haven't learned anything from our speakers, from the entire day, it's data. It's all about the data. So you have to take an action first to be able to put something out there, but then you also have to take the time to see if it's actually working. So pick an analytics tool. Every network pretty much has their own that tells you what's working, what's not working, how many followers, how many clicks, how many impressions. See what your audience is actually resonating with. See what they aren't. Kick out that content. Don't share that same content again that isn't working. Focus on the stuff that is. So Facebook shows insights for your audience demographics. They show age, reason, and gender. They show the number of likes, the number of monthly active users, and the daily likes. Like, these networks give you this data, but most businesses aren't even going and using it. I can't tell you how many people don't even know that the Insights tab exists because they never go to their account. This is important. This is telling you who exactly your people are, what time of day they're on your channel, what day they're most active. You need to know that stuff. That's going to help you. On Twitter, they have analytics, which gives information on tweet activity, so mentions, retweets, link clicks, and the number of impressions. The thing about Twitter analytics is it's not something that's just given to you. You have to activate it. So if you want analytics from Twitter, go to analytics.twitter.com as you're signed into your Twitter account, and it will automatically start pulling your information for you. Until you activate it, you will have no analytics. So LinkedIn offers analytics on the right side of the page, which includes profile ranking and how your published posts are doing compared to the previous day. They don't offer a lot of analytics, which not in the way that we could really use it to see what post data is really working, other than impressions, clicks, interactions, engagement, and followers acquired. So the analytics for LinkedIn is very limited, but depending on what you're using the channel for, it could have a good opportunity to at least tell you what types of content is working. Google Plus, it's Google Analytics. It's a pro tip. If you have a website and you're not using Google Analytics, get it now. So there's lots of different forms and elevated versions of analytics that you can get from Google, but just get the basic version right now. See what's happening on your website. Go in, sign up for Google My Business, see what's happening in your local area. Like, I can't express enough that these are free resources and tools that all of these social accounts are giving you. And if you aren't leveraging them, then you're just spinning your wheels and wasting your time, because then you're posting stuff and not really paying attention to what's working, what's not. So Instagram actually came up with native analytics for business pages. So you can see followers, growth, and engagement. Here's a little view here. So when you click through, you can see this is my posting. This is who liked it, what time of day, how much, are they male, are they female, where are they at? Pretty simple, right? So 3 minutes, schedule. Notice how this is the last block of the 18 minutes. So this is, you've gone through 15 minutes so far of actually going through doing some engagement, doing your research, doing some postings, taking a look at your analytics. This next part is using scheduling to help you curate content for the next day. Once you realize what's been working in your data and not, you can figure out the optimal posting times. Based on your audience habits, you can find relevant social media content on your channels. Like, you already have the 18 minutes that gives you everything you need to make these 3 minutes as productive as possible. So for Facebook, tell a story. We want to know about you, not about what you do. I'm going to connect with you through your why, through who you are, through what you're doing in your daily life. I'm not going to connect with you if you're throwing your product in my face. I'm not interested in that. I will be interested in your product if I am interested in you. Use visually rich photos and video messaging. Hello, Facebook Live. What do you think we've been doing for almost 27 hours? Almost 27 hours. I'm so excited. But Facebook Live is new. It's what the network is focusing on. They're focusing on videos, and that's what you need to be focusing on. If you haven't tried it yet, try it. It's pretty easy. Limit your photos or limit your postings to 1 to 2 a day. You don't have to overdo it. You just have to get started. So maybe post something in the morning and do a Facebook Live in the afternoon. You can figure out how the content works for your schedule, but you need to at least post. You need to keep it active. Thanks for my background music.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. For Twitter, tweets, space them out to avoid being perceived as spamming your audience. So what we've noticed about some tweeters is that they will visit the network and they will share, repost or reshare, retweet a mass amount of content all at once in the 5 or 10 minutes that they're on the network. And that just doesn't work. You don't want to hammer your audience with post after post after post after post. You want to space these out. Twitter's feed moves so quickly. There's a lot of information. Your posts are going to get lost in it really quickly. So when you're scheduling and putting yours together, space out your tweets, morning, afternoon, evening, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the evening, however the capacity of how you want to do it is, doesn't matter, space them out. Include tweets with different formats like photos, videos, and again with links, and include the appropriate hashtags. Twitter and Instagram are hashtag usage heavy sites. So you want to pay attention to what hashtags are trending, how can I include those in there, which ones are important to me, but also keep in mind that you have 280 characters. Most people aren't using the full 280 characters anymore. Most people kept everything through 1 to 160. So keep that in mind, that you have more time or more space to actually say more, but that doesn't mean that you should. Less is more. I got everybody laughing back here about that one. You know who I'm talking about. These people ramble. Anyway, LinkedIn, share content with a more serious tone. Think business. Now, LinkedIn is changing some. So it's incorporating more of a personal content to the user, but it's still with an entrepreneur stance. Like, I'm still annoyed when I see people talking like fluffy kitten postings and stuff in LinkedIn, because I just don't think it has a place there. So post content oriented to a professional audience, because that's who is still using LinkedIn. But keep in mind that they're human too. So Talk about your entrepreneurial journey. Share articles that are relevant to what you do and who you are. Use, again, LinkedIn Publisher. If you haven't noticed, I've mentioned that multiple times because it's important. You can, again, use scheduling tools, Sprout, Hootsuite. They can do all of these for you. You don't have to do the heavy lifting. You can use something to do it automatically. Hootsuite's free for up to 3 accounts. Sprout Social has a cost, but it has really great data and analytics that makes it easy for you. Google Plus, share any news from your business, share external relevant content to your business based on your business circles. So by business circles, they're groupings like Twitter lists. They're groupings of people. They're groupings of businesses. You can, basically it's a category of whatever you want to create, and then you group people or businesses inside of it. So share content based off of the type of circles that you've already started to create. So for example, I have a women in business circle, and that is where I have put my women focus groups, my women that are women speakers, women entrepreneurs. I put them in there. So when I'm sharing content specific towards that, when I'm sharing content, I'm going to think about what content I can share specifically to that audience. For Instagram, plan photo or video content to complement social media messaging. So video content on Instagram is right now, it is 60 seconds for posting, and that's it. Instagram just launched IGTV, so you're going to have the option to actually share more through that area of the network. It's relatively new. I haven't included it in here, but I'm sure I'll be coming out with more information on it soon. So just go read some blogs, get updated on it. Until then, 60-second video postings, great quality photos. Don't post a graphic with a lot of text. It's not going to work. People aren't interested in it. It's a visual network. It needs something beautiful. Post photos or videos that promote an event or campaign that you have coming up. Schedule a photo to spread awareness. Instagram also presents a great opportunity to give your customers an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at your business. So we've noticed with some of our clients, when they share photos internally from inside their offices, they got more engagement than what they did from some of the curated articles that we were sharing or some of the graphics we were creating for promotions. It's because people don't care. They want to know who you are. I put that as bluntly as possible because it's the truth. I want to see what's happening in your business. Like Scott over here, he posts photos all the time. How many photos have we done today? You have no idea. All of those photos are going to go online later, and they're going to paint a picture of what these entire 27 hours of streaming has been like. Because right now, this is all you've seen. Somebody sitting in front of a camera and talking, either my side or their side. But there's been a lot more stuff happening around here. We posted a few photos already, but we've already noticed that those photos are getting tons of engagement because we changed the types of content and we focus more so on ourselves and what we're doing. So I'm going to open it up for any questions. If there's anybody actually awake right now, I don't know. We'll see because I'm halfway awake. You got any questions from anybody?
I'm looking here real fast.
Yes, it is.
Really? What's
Nope.
that over there?
Those are comments and other things here.
Cool.
Kitty for, what's her name?
Awesome.
Yeah, we're good.
So if you want to connect with us, it's pretty easy. info@servingsocial.com, @servingsociallc. There's our number, or you can go to servingsocial.com. And I'm done. I love it. So see, 18 minutes went pretty quick. I think I went through it in about 20 or so not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Not too bad at all.
Nope.
Nope.
All right, let's grab champagne. Anybody?
Champagne? For my
Champagne
campaign?
go? Champagne? I know, just try like me.
Are you tired? Yeah. Enjoy it. But you are.
Maybe not 1:30.
I'll
I'll take it.
I'll go wash that.
No, I
It's
haven't.
probably just the towel she brought over.
Unless
I
it
know,
was
but
a-
dang it,
You
it's
might
a-
have met Georgia.
draining it.
Yeah. I wanted to
Oh,
do
yeah.
that. Actually been around. So Janice was one of our speakers, but she also happened to see the second my sister. She came, brought us Olive Garden and candy.
We still live?
and snacks.
No, but we, come on, let's go live. Yeah, we are live, actually.
Hey,
Come on, let's
hey.
wrap this up. Let's wrap this up and hit record. All right.
Okay.
Hang on a second.
No, I just.
Am I missing how to open the damn thing here? Oh,
No.
I got it.
Oh.
Right there, give me. Thank you.
All right, you ready?
Need your safety goggles?
Oh, that's why I was doing this because yeah, he's over here like.
Right.
All righty, everybody. Well, hey, we're not going to do potluck tonight because you've
Yep.
gotten plenty of great content over the last
Oh, my.
26 hours. 20, yeah, exactly. 24, 25 and a half hours. We didn't do 27, but we did 25 and a half. And Lindley, I got a minute and a half.
Okay, are
So
we
let's
ready?
pop the bottle. Go ahead. You got, you can twist it there. Hey! Oh, yeah, that's from. That's here.
As long as I moved it away from the computer, we're good.
Woo.
Woo.
Yeah, I went into full robot mode earlier,
I have video.
like Dick Robot. And I apologize.
I mean, it's better than the gay robot.
Are we doing the elevator dance over there while
Or
you're talking?
or what is it? The also the it could be the robot chicken robot.
The humping
The
robot.
humping robot. Have you seen that?
Mhm.
Well, I'm sure we'll let everyone research that. Well,
All righty, so while everybody's watching out here, there you go. Salute.
Salute.
Salute. Savvy, thank you for bringing champagne.
Thank
you
you,
very much.
Jeff.
All
Thank you.
good.
Cheers,
Guys and gals, for everybody that's out there watching or listening to this, this wasn't for us. This was for our audience. It's for the people out there. Go do something. You can accomplish amazing
Mhm.
stuff in a short amount of time by just taking action. We have to give a big shout out to all our speakers,
Yeah.
Yes.
everybody that showed up, everybody helped support it, everything like that. Our sponsors, the hotel, done a great job letting us kind of run free reign out here and like keep all the crazy people outside, or
Yeah.
the last hour the crazy people inside.
It's questionable.
It's questionable.
yeah,
But
it
they
worked
kept the
out.
coffee stock, so I
Coffee
don't
stock
care.
and the AC cold. So once again, to everybody out there in the world, happy
Cheers.
wrap up to National Social Media Day. Go out, make something happen, and we look forward to seeing you all at the top, everybody.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Come back now, you hear?